one thing you'll notice now as like a reseller or whatever, all of your stuff is now branded, even in like things like access and portals and documentation, everything like that. And so the idea, of course, with this was just one, to keep the white label and make it nice. So it's in the favicon, it's on the page, everything like that. But what we're going to do, so on a new account signups, we have this crazy onboarding process now that's all automated. And what we were going to do is, if someone signs up to a workspace and it's under your domain, so not one that we own, so not agent centric, assistable, create assistance, userly, whatever we own, if it's your domain and someone signs up, they will automatically be assigned to you as a resold client, and they'll be shown a pricing table from you on the onboarding process. And
where do we do the pricing table? Do we control the pricing of it?
Yeah. So that'll be in, so the ticketing system you just saw, everything you're going to get access to as a reseller, because, with the idea of selling a deployment on your side as a reseller and keeping up the bargain is being able to support that and being able to help them. You'll get like a dedicated reseller dashboard where you have like what you see now, plus the ability to adjust pricing for subscriptions.
Okay,
but they'll basically go through sign up process as normal. So if I do test, whatever, and Gmail, and then I put in a very complex password.
And I was messing with this yesterday, and it kept making workspaces for you. Yeah. So you got a few of them, buddy.
Yep. So they'll go through this whole onboarding process natively to us, but if it's under your domain, then they'll actually be assigned to you natively.
Okay. Yeah, I love this setup right here. It was like, dang it, why does it keep going to him?
Yeah, it's pretty fun. But because of this and because of how this works and the parameters we're able to grab from like the URL and everything is now, this is not live, but it's like just sitting there waiting to be deployed. Is when all this stuff is created, rather than just being created natively, we're just taking a look at your domain. We're saying, okay, well, this is Johnny. Just assign this new workspace under Johnny because they're obviously, they're on his domain. And so from a like onboarding perspective, everything you can now like natively kind of run a SaaS offer, and it's assigned to you and showing your pricing and everything. And the way that we're
Jordan, right now we can't create subscription as a reseller, right?
Not at the moment. No, it's not. I'll tell you, this has all kind of just been, a lot of this stuff has just been kind of happening in the background just to prepare.
Okay.
This is not highest priority right now. Obviously, it's going to be very, very cool for everybody involved, but it's not highest priority. Once all the other stuff that is highest priority gets out of the way, that's where like the pricing tables at a reseller level, the support ticketing at a reseller level, that's all that comes in. And then this will all come live, and it's just going to be done through a reseller dashboard.
So the question about attaching a plan to a client account is for when that's live?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And we'll just do the same thing with like how the minute rebilling works is like, we'll just connect to your Stripe, we'll create a product table and then show the product table. And the way that it's going to work now for like how we are planning to do like access management and everything like that is someone can sign up technically for free. They can create their first account, they can OAuth, they can do all the stuff. It's not until they hit like a certain metric, which I think is like 200 messages sent, where it's like we make them pay. So they've kind of hit their like quote unquote free trial. They've got some testing under their belt now, and then they have to pay. And we'll do the same thing for resellers, where it's like they'll sign up, they'll be automatically assigned to you. They'll get their 200 messages free or whatever, and they're 5 minutes in calling free. And then once they hit either one of those metrics, they have to pay. And instead of showing our pricing table, it'll be the reseller owner's pricing table.
While we're still talking about pricing, as far as enabling automatic payment, I know that we have the plan of scanning QR code. Scanning QR code, does that actually include the person logged in who's scanning it? Does it inherit that username?
Or at the sub-account level?
Yeah, so if you're in the sub-account and you click enable automatic payment, the QR code pops up. When you scan that, does that scan your username or the associated Stripe account? Like what information is passed to create that Stripe payment page?
That's it's a custom checkout page under your account ID. So we'll pass, like, for example, if it's like for the refill, for example, that one that you get that's like a QR code that's like add your card info. That's just that's a add payment blank page. So you just go there, you add payment, we get it back, and then we can reassign it. But if it's something where it has to do with billing, then, or like they're wanting to pre-fill their wallet or whatever, then we do a custom checkout page with, quantity of, however many dollars, and then that's assigned to, the wallet balance. And that's just done through the quantity they selected, and then your information as a authenticated Stripe account. So we just pass your ID through.
Okay, so you do pass the ID through. So what happens then? Like, say, none of my clients, except for my resellers, even have access to Assistable portal because it's all DFY. Is there a way for me to forward a link that would do that without passing through my username, my account?
I thought about that under the QR code for that exact thing. I think checkout sessions expire though after a certain period, and so I may just, like, the link where the QR code is actually generated, where it's actually sending you to, I may just have that as like a copy link thing. Send to a client for that, and it would pretty much do the same thing, or at least the ability to, like, open your iMessage or whatever if you're on a Mac and send the QR code to them, because they can open it that way. I thought about different stuff like that. I think the easiest is just going to be like let you copy the link and send it to a client. Because
right now I'm just having to do gift minutes, which kind of sucks. I mean, I feel you. You've been there.
Yeah, it sucks. It sucks so bad. And it's funny because when the orb started associating minutes with the account, everybody's like, holy shit, this is costing a lot of money. It's like, fuck, dude, I know. Dude, don't I know?
So I guess I could just rebuild that link that the QR code generates and send that, but that'd be kind of to Justin Lee's comment earlier about alerts and notifications. What if you did something similar with an expiring account, an expiring Stripe account, and have that automatically, like, just have the subject standardized of the email, and so it automatically gets forwarded to the clients whether they have access or not to the portal?
Yep, I thought about that too. I thought about that for a couple things. I actually put in the infrastructure, because I put that resend thing in there, the workspace level, so like we can send emails on your behalf, but it's just been on the back burner to actually like push live the actual emails being sent from you. But we were going to do something like that. Like if a QR code is generated, just send a quick link that also will work for like access management and security too, where it's like, hey, a QR code's been generated on your account. If you did not, do this, click this link, and then we'll like shut down the account temporarily.
Okay.
And then the timeout? Like they can just visit the link if they're the one who requested it, making it a little bit easier. And then the same thing for transactions. So when a transaction happens, you can see it in the transaction window, but it's like you don't really get like a notification. And so we send them out just because, like, we can, but we don't send them to the user because we require that resend API key. But that's probably what we'll do for that too, is like on a successful payment, we'll just send like a wallet balance refill confirmation email with all the transaction and invoice and everything on it, just so everyone has that.
Okay. So right now the gifting is the only way moving forward at the moment. So hopefully they just don't use too many minutes. Unless we rebuild the link. How long does the rebuilding link would kind of suck, but not too bad for right now for people that know how to do it. Would it be possible to rebuild the link if they don't have a login to that portal? Or would that break rebilling on the Assistable side?
No, theoretically, because we actually save the object locally, you could just send that link. So when you open up the QR code, you get to that link, you could just grab that link, copy and paste it, and send it to them. And I don't think it expired for like 15, 20 minutes or something like that.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a lot nicer than having to rebuild it.
Yeah. it's a workaround.
And then the billing setup, what is there an expiration? Like what's the expiration? 30 days, 90 days, 180?
For setting up like rebilling?
Yeah.
No, not right now.
Good.
Not right now. In the future, like so, like the biggest thing that I've been having a wild hair for is security. It's been kind of a big thing for me lately.
Especially with the types of deals you want to do yourself and you want us to be able to do with Assistable.
Yes, and there's just from what I hear and have experienced that some people aren't having too much fun with like you know, just security with GHL, and so that's why I'm kind of on a thing about it. Yeah, that's the access management and everything like that will probably be more harshly enforced in the future. And the way that clients will be, you know, allow account access and everything will be probably a bit more harsh in the future. Just because of that same thing as like compliance and also just the idea of like, you don't want anybody fucking with your shit.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing to a client. It's like where it may be a nuisance for, you know, whatever reason. At least it's secure.
All right, kind of on the next topic, Justin Lee mentioned the button contact where Orb didn't have contact information because it has to go through an if else, and that wasn't being mapped appropriately by GHL. You said a patch was underway. Is that already done? That was about 9 days ago, I think. Or is that still in progress?
I'm gonna take that off of an iframe,
okay.
And it's just gonna be a JavaScript, like how GHL's chat would like a script you can just put on your website, because the iframe is like if I push an update, your iframe gets updated, and that's not fun.
Mm-hmm.
Two, we lose like a fuck ton of context on browser information, which is like, you know, kind of imperative for no obligation, you know, memory. At least like no contact information memory, and we lose a lot of that on the iframe.
Yeah,
and that sucks a ton.
Oh, go ahead. I didn't. Go ahead.
And so my idea is I can sit here and try to sticks and stones and duct tape it, but I think I'm just going to do the JavaScript element, which should take care of a lot of that stuff, and even have scripting for, you know, locally in the browser to kind of error handle, because right now it's like, if someone has ad blocker on, or if they're using Safari, for example, or like Brave, any like really secure browser, it's like we're just kind of fuck out of luck. Like seriously, like we just get blocked out of everything because it's an iframe. It's read almost like an intrusion on the page.
Yeah. For those trying to use button or chat or Orb, you just make a separate chatbot for it that requires some sort of identifiable information up front to start the conversation. That way it's saved, it's searchable, and if they're previously in the CRM, it can get mapped to them.
Yeah, so that one's going to need a little work. Like, you know, it sucks to say it like this, but under perfect conditions, it works perfect. But it has to be perfect conditions given, you know, like the idea it's an iframe, it's using, you know, browser cookies to identify and you know, pull information.
Yeah.
It kind of, you know, like I said, it sucks, but it's like under perfect conditions, it's perfect. But
well, it's still technology. Like it's not new. You're dealing with other systems that aren't exactly compliant. And by compliant, I mean more in the engineering term of modifying to fit the need of the moment. They don't do that. They're hard. If you don't do exactly what they want, they block it. So like we have to find the workarounds. We're the magicians, everybody. As far as me in the community, I'm so sorry. I had over like 120 messages to get back to today. So sorry if it takes a little while for me to get back to them. And hopefully I'm around a little bit more. It's been really busy here, but I'm not going anywhere.
That's always fun. It's always nice to have you. I know everybody was missing you there for a little bit.
I had some people reaching out asking if I was okay. I'm like, I'm not dead. There's just lots of things happening.
I know. I think it was like earlier in this week. I mean, it's been a shitty week. And then also just life is going by quick, you know? And somebody emailed me and they're like, are you okay? Like, are you still alive? And I'm like, I saw the preview of the email and I'm like, I probably should respond to that. And then something came up like right after. And so like, well, the person probably thinks I'm dead now. That's
yeah. Well, they'll see you moving around in the community, hopefully, if they're part of the community.
Yeah. Yeah. This week has been like one of those like head down grind week. Like, you know, sorry, you're not getting a text back. Sorry, you're not getting an email back, which I don't like those weeks because I don't like to be like that. But sometimes you gotta. And this week was definitely.
If it makes you feel any better, that's me for the last 3-4 weeks, maybe longer.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're better man than me.
You just gotta do. Sometimes that's just what needs to be done, especially on something like this where, you know, we have catch up to do, and you know, we got to keep everybody happy. It's like I can't give you lip service and make you happy at the same time. You got to pick one or the other.
Yeah, totally. All right. Speaking of, I would love to stay and chat, but I got other things I got to do. Catch y'all later.
Go have fun, man.
Bye.